From Tad Gormley Stadium in New Orleans, Crescent City Sports is proud to bring you high school football. Tonight, it's a District 9 5A matchup with championship ramifications as the Jesuit Blue Jays host the Archbishop Rummel Raiders. Hello, everybody. Ken Berthelot, along with Rummelas Brown. Rummelas Brown. Just, hey, look, just call him Ro.
You're trying to be cute.
I was trying to be cute, and it didn't work right off the bat. Matt Merritt, our producer, Serena Johnson on camera, Rick Thompson, our spotter, and we're getting set for a real good time here at Tad Gormley City Park Stadium in New Orleans. Say real good time because who would have thought that Jesuit might be playing at this time for the championship of the Catholic League, District 9 5A. It looked like Brother Martin Rowe was going to roll right through until all of a sudden they lost 5 games by forfeit because of an ineligible, well, not an ineligible player. It was more of a problem with a scholastic program in summer school that they had there. But the end result was Martin's going to still be a force to be reckoned with, but Jesuit, with the forfeit, is undefeated in district play. That was their only loss. And no matter what happens tonight, the Blue Jays are going to win 9-5A.
Indeed. You know, let's face it, the eye test tells you that Brother Martin's the best team in the district.
Yes.
Triple overtime win over Jesuit, however. So, and maybe not the best team in the district by as much as people think, but the best team in the district. But it's kind of festive here tonight. It's festive here because of the situation with Jesuit High School. They are in line to win an outright Catholic League title, which is always a big deal to members of the Catholic League. Whether it be by forfeiture or whatever, they're happy about it. It's homecoming. And everybody's happy over here on this blue side of the field.
Well, Jesuit hasn't won a Catholic League title since 2011. They won it back-to-back in 2010, 2011. That was the Wade Kaiser years. Even the year they won the state championship in 2014, it was Rummel who won the district that year in the Catholic League, but Mark Sanji went on and won the state championship with that 2014 team.
Yeah, indeed, Rummel has controlled this rivalry, if you call it that, for the last several years, obviously. Rummel leads the series, not since about 1998, 22-5.
Yes.
That's a big gap, okay? 22-5 since 1998. And it's the 60th meeting. And, there aren't many, but this has become kind of, normal here in the Catholic League. With, when you think schools has met 60 times. There just aren't that many situations, with schools in the state. But this happens with the traditional powers here in the Catholic League, the Jesuits, of course, Holy Cross, and Jesuit and Rummel and Jesuit and St. Augustine teams have been playing, for more than 50 years now. So it always makes it a little special. There's no doubt about that.
Now, the Rummel Raiders are on the field, and the Jesuit Blue Jays have just come out on the field. This one's special because exactly what you just said, Ro. When Ryan Manali left De La Salle to come to Jesuit as the football coach, he told them, look, we're going to change the culture. You seniors in the room right now, when he took over, he says, you haven't been in this situation before. You haven't had a chance to play for a district championship. You haven't had a chance to say, let's go deep in the playoffs. We're going to do it. We're going to change it. Look, his last 5 years at De La Salle, he made the state title game, and I might have this backwards, just check me, 3 times, and the semifinals twice, or that's vice versa. But the point is, he made it to one of the last 2 games each year in the last 5 years at De La Salle. Ryan Manali knows how to build a program, and he wants to take these Blue Jays back to where they used to be a long time ago, and where in the history of the Jesuit program, much like a Holy Cross or a Warren Easton, back in the days when those with some of the big powers in New Orleans, he wants this Jesuit Blue Jay program to be right there.
Ryan Manali is a Rummel grad. He was a Rummel assistant years under Jay Roth during, Jay Roth obviously has been one of the most successful coaches, perhaps the most successful coach as far as longevity is concerned in the history of the Catholic League when you think about it. And he comes from that tree. Ryan comes from that school. He goes to De La Salle, spends 9 years there, and, revitalizes that program, quite frankly, because people have to remember the De La Salle program, wasn't exactly where it was perhaps in the early 60s, if you want to go back when Coach Sieber and those people were there. And Ryan brought that back, and he brought it back quickly. And here we are in his first year, and that culture must have really taken. It must really be ingrained into these young men who are at Carrollton and Banks. And Ryan Manali is one of the best coaches that we have around here, and I think he's proven it. And got there, he got numbers, he saw people, which is always a big thing in high school football, having enough people to play, and he's in a perfect situation for him.
Well, Jesuit won the toss and deferred, and therefore Rummel will be receiving, and they will have the ball first in this game. Our referee is Eddie Allamore. And speaking of referees, you did a game last night where Paul LaRosa was the referee. After 44 years of officiating, that was his last game. He retired.
Man, 44 years. Can you imagine 44 years of running up and down this 100-yard field, chasing, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18-year-olds. And, Paul's a good guy. Paul's a good guy. Congratulations to him for, putting up with all this for a long time. But I'm sure for him it wasn't a question of putting up with it. Obviously, if he did it that long and did it that well, he loves it.
Can't wait for his book to come out just to see how he handled all the abuse. And it's not right that the officials take that abuse.
I agree.
The officials,
I never, I couldn't do it. No. I couldn't officiate a basketball game. I couldn't I couldn't do it.
You know
so
what?
I don't say anything.
You're too kind. And the people who would be, hey, bro, Brown, you'd be, oh, come on.
I don't say anything about officials.
Let's have a soft drink together, please.
I don't say anything at all about officials.
Well, we got a good one tonight. Eddie Allamore, he's been around for a long time. I notice he seems to pop up on all the ESPN. That's Arch Manning and Eddie Allamore refereeing. So he does a good job at that. Good records coming in here. Rummel comes in 5-2 overall, 3-2 in the Catholic League, District 9-5A. The Blue Jays undefeated, 7-0. The only game they had lost on the field was to Brother Martin in a third overtime. They could have won. Their very good field goal kicker, Aiden Carbello, a little to the left, had a field goal attempt bounce off the left upright, no good, and then Brother Martin went on to score in the bottom half of that third overtime and won the game. And if it wasn't for that, that's how close Jesuit is or was to being undefeated. And then they forfeit that game because of the academic problem over at Brother Martin, along with 4 others. And the Blue Jays now are undefeated. The importance of being undefeated in district we'll talk about in just a moment. I think they're presenting the colors right now. Jesuit is the home team. Rummel is the visiting team. So the colors are presented by the Jesuit color guard. And the national anthem will be played by the Jesuit band. All right, brother. Here we go. All right, Mr. Matt.
Matthew.
The national anthem played by the Jesuit Blue Jay marching band, Ken Berthelot, Roe Brown. And we got a good crew tonight. As we told you before, Matt Merritt is our producer. Serena Johnson on camera. Rick Thompson, our spotter. And we've got a good one here because we were talking right before the national anthem was played, the importance of this game. A win for Jesuit not only wins the district outright, I don't think they can be tied, so they're going to win it outright even if they lose the game, they're going to win the District 9 5A. But a win gives them the power points to remain at home. They would get the bye in the first round, be at home for the quarters and semis, and then if they make it to Yeoman right at Tulane, they would never leave the city of New Orleans for all the playoffs, which is really, really important.
Good situation to be in when you can perhaps win the whole thing and not have to get on a bus or, stay in a hotel room. You can do everything you need to do right here, sleep in your own bed, and win a state title. You can't ask for more.
Ashton Stamps and Mikey Ryan are deep for Rummel. Aiden Corbello will kick it off, and we are underway. Strong-legged kicker sends it into the end zone, and it'll come out to the 20-yard line, where the Jesuit Blue Jays, dressed all in blue with their white headgear and the blue letter J on the side of it.
Like I told you, Kenny.
Go Rummel in their white and white, and then red pants.
I like the blue on blue. I like the solid color because it makes it look like 1940s.
Yes, it does. Casey Avrard is the quarterback. He is a junior. He's had a pretty good season so far. And he will work from the gun on first down. Hand off to Ruben Ramirez. Ooh. And Ramirez over the right side gets a few.
Only a few. A little inside handoff there to number 14. Showed a little speed there, but didn't get a chance to take off because he was stopped. Nice form tackle, as a matter of fact, also. This is a good tackling team. I've seen Jesuit couple times this year, and they tackle very well.
Gained 1, second down and 9. Toss over to the right side, complete to Damian McDowell. He was brought down by Will Graham.
Graham, a safety back there in that secondary, a lot of range. He came from almost on the other side of the ball to make that tackle, showing lots of speed.
Well, they're gaining yardage, but not in big chunks. So now it's third down. And they got about 8 to go, so they've gained only about 1 yard on each of the last 2 plays. So this is a big one for Avrod. He's going to look long. He's got a man waiting for it, and that ball may be intercepted, and it is intercepted by the Jesuit Blue Jays. That's picked off by Nick Foley from the great Foley family of Jesuit athletes and Tulane Greenway football players.
I was going to say, a Foley at Jesuit? Come on, huh? Come on.
Well, how about that first interception of the year for Nick Foley, and a big one to turn things around right there for the Jesuit Blue Jays and Rummel Raiders on this one.
He played it very well. He almost looked like the receiver instead of the defender. He played it so well.
So at the 35-yard line of the Jesuit Blue Jays, Jack LaRiviere is your quarterback, and he will hand it off on first down to Geron Duplessis. You'll hear that name a lot. The junior running back's a good one. Runs right into the arms of Ashton Kofeld. So back to the line of scrimmage and no more after no gain. It is now second down and 10 for the Blue Jays at their own 35. Again, Duplessis trying to test that Rummel defense of defensive coordinator Joe Chango. And he'll gain 4 yards up to the 39-yard line. And that'll make it third down and 6.
You know, there's something we talked a lot about Jesuit in the pregame, but, this game means a lot to Rummel. I mean, if they can win this game, they come in at 4-2, I think, in district, and that's pretty good. That puts them in a pretty good position.
Well, right now in the power standings, Rummel is 5th. And we'll talk about that in just a moment. LaRiviere scrambling. LaRiviere on the run. LaRiviere pulled down from behind. Wow.
Looked like a late hit there that wasn't called.
Yeah,
it was one of those. He didn't mean it kind of thing, but you could see he didn't mean it, and maybe that's why they didn't call it. But once again, LaRiviere is sacked, and he hasn't been sacked very much this year because he's got a good bit of agility back there, getting away from pass rushers.
So that brings in William Hudlow, a very fine punter. And he is a rugby-style punter, and that couple of extra steps almost cost him on that one, but the young man gets it off very well, and it'll get a good Jesuit roll inside the 25-yard line, where it's down at about the 22-yard line. So just a fine kick on that one by William Hudlow as he gets a 39-yard punt. Not bad to get Jesuit, not out of a hole, but to flip the field and put the Rummel Raiders deep in their own territory near their own red zone.
Well, one good thing is the Raiders weathered the storm of that turnover in their first possession and came up with a big stop. The big play on third down, of course, the sack of Jack Lariviere.
Avrard on the give to LaDamian McDowell, and again he loses some footage, but wouldn't have got much had he not, as the Blue Jays really had him covered well.
Nothing there, no room. This Blue Jay defense is looking very impressive in early going.
Lost the yard on that one. Second down 11 at the Rummel Raider 21-yard line. Avrard under center this time with the snap. We'll give to McDowell again. McDowell tries the right side, and he is stuffed and driven back. Well, they had a handful of players on at that time, including Will Graham and others.
I just can't say enough about as I said, I've seen the Blue Jays a couple times this season, and they tackle very well. Very few missed tackles, and the tackles are really clean.
All of that for a 1-yard gain, Rowe, and it's now going to be third down for the Raiders, and still looking at about 10 to go from their own 21. Play action, chase from behind. Avrad's in trouble, hit fumble. Ball's loose, picked up by the Blue Jays, and they're calling it down. The officials are blowing this one dead. A lineman's dream there, as it was picked up by Joseph Barnett, and he took it into the end zone, but they blew it dead. But it will be Jesuit Blue Jay ball deep in Rummel territory, as they did recover the fumble, and Avrad's just seen a lot of pressure.
7:36 to go in the first quarter, and we haven't even reached halfway through the quarter. Two turnovers. Turnovers. The Jesuit Blue Jay defense has forced 2 turnovers. This one in the red zone.
Yeah, that's the dangerous one. Now, want to show you somebody to take a look at if he's on the defensive line. Watch number 7 defensively as a defensive end, and look at this. Right here is Lariviere running around the right side inside the 5-yard line for the Blue Jays. Good run to the right side by the Jesuit offensive front, and good blocking by that offensive line for the Blue Jays, which is Roland Wagasback and Jonathan Rouse left to right. The center is Garrett Kelly. Don D. Davis in place of Jack Gasquet, who was injured and is out possibly for the year, and Joshua Baralt at right tackle. So we got a flag.
What's going on?
All right, the clock had stopped, but they've got it running now. And referee Eddie Allamore. We get Don D. Davis had checked out. He's back in on the offensive front. And we've got Luke Cunningham coming in on the offensive line.
Play clock at 4-3.
Lariviere gets the snap. He's going to run to the right side. His hit bounces off the tackle with an extra push into the end zone. Touchdown. Flag thrown after. Might have been a little extracurricular activity, and another flag is down, but that is a touchdown for the Jesuit Blue Jays. Lariviere, and it looked like he was going to be stopped before he got to the goal line, and just a great spin move and extra effort to get into the end zone.
I have been impressed all season with Lariviere's running ability. I knew he was a pretty good passer, but when I saw him, he had a 6-touchdown game against St. Augustine where he ran for 3 and he threw for 3. And his 3 touchdown runs and his running that entire night were the keys to the game, the keys to them winning that game. And he showed so much toughness on that one because he was met at the 3-yard line and still got into the end zone and didn't go around the defenders. He went through them.
Well, Aiden Corbello is in to attempt the point after. Eddie Allamore is signaling on the other side, and I'm not quite sure what the holdup was there. We're sitting on the visitor's side, so the referee, we're looking at his back as he turns toward the press box on what is the real visitor's side of the stadium, but that's where the clock operator is. Somebody may have jumped, and the kick is up. No flags. And it's good. So with 6 minutes and 42 seconds to play in the first quarter, Jesuit taking advantage of 2 turnovers, and that last one, a fumble right at the edge of the red zone. The Blue Jays have taken a 7-0 lead over the Rummel Raiders.
Speed on defense thus far is what I'm looking at with the Jesuit Blue Jays. Defensively, I mean, they really collapsed the pocket on Casey Averard. Looks like we got a pen. Are they walking off a penalty here on the Blue Jays on this kickoff?
Well, I saw a flag.
Because they're kicking off from the 25, it looks like. Yeah. So it must have been a personal foul.
I think it was a personal foul, unsportsmanlike. And that's going to give Rummel, or should give Rummel, some pretty good field position. But remember this, Aiden Corbello, the Jesuit place kicker, a very, very strong-legged kicker.
The second time, I don't see any flags around here, but second time he's had to reset the ball on the tee.
Yeah, and you know what? Hurricane Ida took about every little flag and streamer off the poles. They've never been replaced, so it's kind of hard to see how much wind is blowing out there. There wasn't a lot.
Hit that one pretty good.
Yeah, this one looks like it's going back to Mikey Ryan, and he'll bring it back out to the 30-yard line. So not bad field position to start. Or check, that may have been Ashton Stamps. Those are the 2 deep backs. So the Raiders, trailing by 7, have turned it over twice. One, a long interception by Casey Averard, and the second, a fumble. Averard was in trouble, being rushed as he was trying to roll to his left side. They've got it now at the 30-yard line, 1st and 10. Averard to throw on first down, little screen, left side, tossed out there to Ruben Ramirez, and Ramirez will get a little bit. Rummel has yet to get a first down, I don't believe, and they're looking for their initial first down of the game here as we get almost to the halfway point of the first quarter of play. That little flare got about 3, second down and 7 for the Rummel Raiders. Play action, and now a little flip and a fumble again by the Raiders. That they tried a little option and it didn't work. The play was supposed to be a pitch back to LaDamian McDowell from Averard after a good play action, and Dominic Logides was in there to bust it up, and the fumble gives the ball back over. The 3rd turnover of this game in the first quarter for the Rummel Raiders, and
it was a nice
Coach
little
Nick
play.
Monica's got to be scratching his head going, this just isn't our day.
Nice little play that they ran. Fake on the inside handoff. One looked like a jet sweep going the other way. He optioned this way, pitched, but the Jesuit defense comes up with the fumble.
At the 34-yard line, right up the middle, a big hole. There goes Jeron Duplessis, and Duplessis will move the sticks for a first down before Darius Davis is finally able to bring him down.
You said we'll be hearing his name a good bit. Number 30, Jeron Duplessis.
Yeah, Jesuit trying to go tempo a little bit, but they needed some time to allow, or did somebody call timeout?
Rummel
called timeout. Jesuit was going tempo. Rummel wasn't set, and they needed to call timeout, and they get it as defensive coordinator Joe Chango and head coach Nick Monica worked that a little bit. As a matter of fact, Joe Chango told me before the game that his mom and dad, he's a Jersey guy, you know.
Yes, I know. And Joe is from Jersey.
Yeah,
he's from Jersey. Yeah, all the time. I always talk to him about Jersey.
Yeah, and he said, Mama Joanna and Daddy Bill Chango up in New Jersey are watching the game on Crescent City Sports tonight, all the way up in New Jersey. And, Chango's a pretty tough guy, and he comes from a pretty big family. He said there are a lot of kids in the family. He says, man, you're either tough or you didn't eat.
Mr. and Mrs. Chango, thank you for letting your little boy come down here to New Orleans, Louisiana, because he's been doing a good job everywhere he's been. Country Day, the whole works, and now at Rummel. Good guy, good guy. You did a good job in raising him.
Yes, you did. At the 20-yard line, they're going to give it to Duplessis again. This time looking for a hole up the middle. Maybe gets one to the 19-yard line as that Rummel defense plugged the hole quickly that time, and it was led by Ashton Stamps. Had help from Ashton Kofelt.
Jerron Duplessis, nice-looking running back, just a junior, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he's a junior, 6 feet tall, 187 pounds. Nice-looking future.
Take a look in just a moment. Keep your eye on the right defensive end, number 7 for Rummel. Tell you about him in just a little while. And that's LaRiviere on the keeper, a few. Marlon Baker, number 7. Mm-hmm. And Marlon is the defensive end, was injured in his sophomore year. Broke his leg in 2 different places. Thought he'd be back for his junior year last year. Couldn't. Started his sophomore year, and then was injured for half the year, missed the whole junior year. So he hasn't played for a year and a half. Hoping to get back early this year, couldn't do it. And finally, this 6'2", 248-pound senior on the Rummel defensive line is back, seeing his first action tonight. He is extremely excited. He'd like things to be going a little bit better for the Raiders. LaRiviere wants to throw. He's got a man in the end zone, a leaping jump, and did he get it? Yes, touchdown. Touchdown, and a fine catch by Jace Larson.
Perfectly thrown pass by Jack LaRiviere. Perfectly thrown pass. Just beyond the goal line right there. And, he had to fit it into a tight little corner there, and he managed to do it. So as I said, we've talked a lot about LaRiviere and his ability to run, but there he displays his ability to throw the football. So it's about a 16-yard scoring toss.
Extra point by Aiden Carbello is good, and it's 14-0 Jesuit, but boy, LaRiviere did make that look real pretty, didn't he?
Indeed he did. He really fitted in there. Like I said, didn't have much room between the defender and the receiver, and he put it at the perfect place to give us a 14-0 score. Points off turnovers, 14 points off turnovers.
Yes.
3 possessions for the Raiders, 3 turnovers.
Yeah, it's really been tough. 2 fumbles, the long interception, and right now Rummel's just got to put all this behind him and try to take this football on this drive and get something out of it. The big thing about it is 3 turnovers, and it just going to sound a little crazy when you say it. You're only 14 points behind. Could be a whole lot worse. Couldn't keep. Oh, what a hit on the kickoff! As it was just a tough grab that time by Mikey Ryan, number 19, and couldn't get a hand on it. When he looked up, there was blue shirts coming, and just get the number of that truck. Wow, he was hit hard.
Yeah, he really was. He was kind of off balance. Looked like he was trying to change direction. He was off balance and got caught at the perfect time.
So great catch by Jace Larson on that last touchdown pass. And here's a toss over to the right side by Averard. Not much.
Well, when you're not getting much time to throw the football, you got to get rid of it quickly, and that's what Casey tried to do on that throw. Tried to throw a little pop pass out there. However, the defender was there, and it was a little inaccurate, incomplete, 2nd down.
2nd down and 10. We're at just about the 4-minute mark. 4:01 to play in the first quarter. And it's just been a horrible start for the Raiders. Nothing they envisioned. Here's a quick slant in. It's bobbled but caught and held onto. And that is a big catch by the tight end, Xavier Powell.
junior tight end Xavier Powell with a very nice catch because he knew he was going to get hit. He was in traffic there, and he held on to it. That's the first down for the Raiders, I think.
Yes, coming at the 3:43 mark of the first quarter. So they're going to try that same pass from a different angle, and they get that little slant in, and that is caught. And the big catch right there for the Rummel Raiders.
Getting it out of his hands quickly. That's the key right now to the quarterback once he's realized that not much time to fool around back there for Casey Avrod and the Raider offense.
Well, number 17 caught it, and I do not have a number 17 on the roster on my sheet.
The only, well, I'll get to that later.
We'll find out who that is, okay? And here's a keeper by Casey Avrard, and he's going to move the chains again as now the Raiders are starting to click, and they're picking the tempo up a little bit, and that seems to work for them really, really well. Nick Foley, who had the interception earlier, in on that stop, along with Will Graham.
Yeah, absolutely correct. Picking up the tempo a little bit. They reeled off 3 consecutive first downs now after 3 consecutive turnovers. Hard to believe that 2 minutes and 40 seconds to go, and this is their 4th possession of the first quarter.
And the first 3 they'd like to forget, and they can do that if they can make something happen on this one right here. So that is complete to Chris Wallace,
who also serves as the kicker, I think.
Kicker and wide receiver. So
Casey Avrod looked good on that one. He dropped straight back and delivered the ball to Wallace for another first down.
So now you get a couple of first downs, you start stacking them up, you're moving the football, and don't worry, look, 14 is not an immeasurable number. You can come back from this. Long pass down,
incomplete,
and they're looking for the flag, and he will get the flag. Intended for Ruben Ramirez, wanted the flag, and he got it. Pass interference on Will Graham.
I think it's going to be more like personal foul.
Well, personal foul on Will Graham.
Because it was a pretty late hit. He didn't have to do that because he saw where the ball was. You know, he could see.
So you're looking at the official. Remember, the clock operator is on the opposite side, the visiting side, but it's a newer press box and suites over there. So that's where he sits. So you'll see the back of referee Eddie Allamore in this game. Another guy like Paul LaRosa, who retired, who's been officiating for a long time. And does a great job for these kids. If you're a young official coming up, you'd love to be on his crew, learning from him how to officiate ball games and handle the coaches and everything else. A double reverse, but the Jays smell it out. They can't make the tackle. Missed tackle in the backfield, and it's very, very close to getting back to the original line of scrimmage before Dominic Logidis made the stop. But I like the double reverse as Rummel's willing to try to pull out some of the trick plays, get that ball. Look, you get on the scoreboard row on this drive, despite just an awful start to this game for the Raiders. They're 7 points behind if they can score right now. Yeah, that says a lot.
Yeah, but when you run a double reverse, you expect to get substantial yardage. They got nothing on that.
Look, they were lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. Jesuit had them dead to naught. Here's a throw to the tight end, Xavier Powell, and the big 6', 197-pound junior is going to get half of what he needs for a first down. He's going to get about 5, and that'll be down to the, well, let's see where they mark this one. They're going to mark it inside the 25, down to the 24, so make that a bigger gain. He fell forward without that knee gone down, and a good second effort by Xavier Powell to get the extra yardage, picking up about 8 on that, making it now 3rd down and 2 as we are at about the 1:15 mark of the first quarter. Avrod will hand it off. This is straight ahead. This is McDowell. And he got it.
He got it?
The first down.
Yes,
he did. They
moving
just said, move those chains.
Moving the chains.
And a good second effort. Now, normally, LaDamian McDowell would be splitting time carrying the football with Jaden Martin, but he was hurt last week, and he has not able to complete the second half of the M&M boys, Jaden Martin and LaDamian McDowell. So McDowell is going to carry that the most of the heavy and do most of the heavy lifting tonight. And he'll have some help from Chance Joseph if we see him. Good play action. Avrard will tuck it under. He'll keep. Avrard will have the first down and a little bit more. He's inside the 10-yard line and all the way down to the 7-yard line, and flags are tossed.
Nice run by Casey Avrard. Rolling to his left and decided to keep. He saw some space and took that space and ran for a first down. And looks like we're going to tack on a face mask from the back. Looking at the referee from the back, that looked like he gave the face mask signal. So they'll move even closer to the goal line. We'll make it first and goal. Looks like from the 3, Kenny.
Jake Canizero in on that stop, along with Lojadis and Dennis Doherty, all that your 3 starting linebackers for the Jesuit Blue Jays. All 3 were injured last week. Weren't sure if they were going to be able to play, and all 3 are in the game defensively for the Blue Jays. First and goal for Rummel. Avrard at quarterback. He'll hand it off to the big tight end, Tyrone Hayes. Hayes straight ahead for the touchdown. Tyrone Hayes, 6'2", 215, a senior, and he's got not only good height but good weight, and he's got speed, and he was able to push it into the end zone for the score. And believe it or not, Roe, with just an awful start to this game, with this extra point, the Rummel Raiders are within 7 of the Jesuit Blue Jays if they get the point after, with 7 seconds left to play in the first quarter.
Wallace with the point after. It's up, and it is good. What an impressive drive, Kenny, by the Rummel Raiders to make this, to get back in this game. And it's hard to say you're out of the game in the first quarter and you're down by 14, but that was impressive that they came back. 3 consecutive turnovers, and on their 4th possession of the first quarter, they drive down the field and do it impressively against a really good Jesuit Blue Jay defense.
Just unbelievable, as you said, to commit 3 turnovers, give up 2 scores off those turnovers, and shake that off and come back with what I think, and hopefully you'll think too, was just, as you said, an impressive drive to put points on the board.
They did it on the ground. Avrard kept, and he got some good runs from his running backs, but I think it was those slant patterns and getting rid of the ball quickly on those passes over the middle. That's really what got them going, and they had a good rhythm going. You could see that they were feeling it, and the result, 7 points, and this game is 14-7 Jesuit.
Duplessis and Tolbert are deep. And we're going to have a kick that's going to come down at about the 6-yard line. And that'll be Jerron Duplessis carrying it up across the 25 up to about the 27-yard line. Let's see where they mark it. And with that, we'll have a timeout. The first quarter has come to an end. It's been a different first quarter, an exciting first quarter. And again, Rummel Raiders 3 turnovers in the first quarter. They gave up 14 points off the interception and 2 fumbles, yet they come back with a long clock-eating drive that took up almost the entire second half of the first quarter. The last half of the first quarter, they put 7 on the board, or 6 on the board, and we've got a 14-6 ball game. So,
did they miss the extra point?
I
thought I saw a good signal.
The officials put their hands up in the air, so unless one did and one didn't, but I'm with you. The official on our side of the field, now they just put it up.
Okay.
Right, so we're right. 14-7. Folks, we didn't think
just
we were going crazy, okay?
Just late with it, that's all. Just late.
Oh, after Ida, the electricity has to travel a long way on that side of the stadium to get to the scoreboard. That's got to be what it is. Hey, want to remind everybody that our first quarter was brought to you by Lamarck Ford. Crescent City Sports Prep Football is brought to you by the Lamarck Automotive Complex in Kenner. The Lamarck Collision Center makes the repair process easy, and with their state-of-the-art equipment, they do have some great equipment over there, and they're certified technicians, it'll be done right. We repair all models, all makes, as we start the second quarter of play. Jesuit Blue Jays want to thank Lamarck Ford for being one of the great sponsors of Crescent City Sports and high school football, the high school football streams. So Rummel now has to just find a way to step up defensively, get the job done. The defense was backed up with the turnovers in the first quarter.
Could we be looking at some sort of illegal substitution here or something? Because before they ran the play, an official threw a flag. However, he's picked up that flag.
He has picked up the flag. I don't see any signal from Eddie Allamore except that the flag was picked up.
Picked up the flag, and they're starting the clock.
There you go. After a gain of 1, 2nd down and 2. LaRiviere back to pass. Here comes pressure. Screen was set up very nicely. Duplessis on the far side, and he is near the 40-yard line. He's at about the 38-yard line, and that's going to be enough or very close to a first down. I think he's got it. First down, Jesuit.
Got it.
Darius Davis on the tackle.
They set up the nice little screen pass right there to Duplessis. LaRiviere showing nice touch. Blockers out in front. First down.
And they'll give to Jerron Duplessis again. He is the workhorse. Caleb wins with the stop. Spelled like the drink wines, but pronounced win.
W-I-N-E-S.
Again, tempo for the Jays. They're going quickly. They're trying to catch the Rummel defense off guard. Here's a good toss right side. Caught by Jack Lowe, his first target of the evening, and he gets great yardage before finally being stopped by Darius Davis, the leading tackler on this Rummel team. Look at Jesuit how fast they're going. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line of the Rummel Raiders. They're set. They go. LaRiviere on the keeper, and he is inside the 35-yard line, down to the 33. Watch the Blue Jays. Man, they're going faster than tempo. They're going Indy.
Yep.
And that was Perrier on the tackle. After the gain of 6, 2nd down and 4. They'll give in this try one of those center slams, and not much there for Duplessis as he runs right into big Braden Brown. But the Jays ready to go again on 3rd down and 2. Look at how fast this up-tempo offense is for the Blue Jays. They slow it down now, take a good look, and get the call from the sideline. That's one of the points of pride that Ryan Manali brought in his first year. There's your first down by quarterback LaRiviere. Jack LaRiviere with a nice run after the fake over the left side, and there's a pretty gaping hole for him to go through. Darius Davis again on the stop. You'll hear his name a lot.
He's like a running back taking the snap. That could be a problem, though. I'll get to that a little later.
1st and 10 at the 25-yard line, pardon. And this time trying the middle, Braden Brown there for the tackle, but they're going to continue to run. Jerron Duplessis, the big 6 foot 187 junior, the workhorse on this drive, and he gets the handoff again. No, LaRiviere pulls it back, keeps himself. He's inside the 20 and down to about the 18-yard line, still short of the first down, but the Blue Jays are looking at 3rd and about 4.
Flag on the play.
Hold everything. Let's see what this one is about as we sort it out. Fred Banks gets his name called for a tackle.
The referee threw the flag. See if we can.
Yeah, let's see. We're watching Eddie Allamore get the signal. Oh, it's hard to see when his back's to you.
Whatever it is, it's offsetting.
It is offsetting penalties.
Whatever they were, it's offsetting. Thank you, Matt. Those young eyes.
So the Blue Jays now looking at 2nd down and
host of substitutions for Jesuit.
Yeah,
two on the offensive line,
fast.
one
they're trying
receiver.
To keep fresh legs, both on the offensive line and in the backfield.
I was going to say that LaRiviere is a really good runner, but he's a physical runner. He doesn't seem to run away. I mean, you don't see him sliding or anything like that.
All right, now they moved it back. So they did walk off the penalty. So they decided against offsetting penalties, moved it back 5 yards.
Yeah, they're at the 24-yard line now.
The ball's back at the 24-yard line.
So it's about 2nd and 8.
For the Blue Jays, make that 2nd and much longer than that 2nd and 3 just a few minutes ago. LaRiviere on the keep, puts his head down, just bowls his way forward, gets near the 20. They're going to mark it at the 21-yard line. So a gain of about 3. Greg Jones hit him low and held on.
I was going to say, when your quarterback runs as much and as well as LaRiviere does, I would worry about injuries, especially the way he runs. And you know how defenders are. They like to get cracks at quarterbacks, and he doesn't back down. He gives them the chance to take cracks at him.
Yeah, he doesn't hit the ground quickly or slide much on the outside. He's going to try for that extra yardage. LaRiviere wanted it there, and nowhere to go. Everybody was covered, and somehow he rolls off the pile, gets back to the line of scrimmage, and just a little bit more. It'll be short of the first down. But what a great play, because he might have sacked themselves out of field goal range. Now, depending on what you decide to do on fourth down, you are in the range of Aiden Corbello. Finster with the tackle.
And the tempo slowed down a little bit. They're looking toward the bench, looking toward Coach Ryan Manali, who I think is the offensive coordinator, as well as the head coach.
And he loves that tempo game.
And, yep, he's giving them the signals right now.
So no field goal here.
This is a fourth down situation. They're going to go for it.
Fourth down, they're going to go for it. Blue Jays going to go for it. I have statistically they're 0 for 0 on fourth down conversions, and make that 1 for 1 because they just got it on the quick pass to Jace Larson, and he will move the chains for a Jesuit first down.
That was very nice.
First time they had to do it this year, and they got it.
Very nice. Nice to see a receiver run down and pick up the yardage and not run short of the first down marker.
You have to know where the stick is, and you did. He did. Boy, look at this just charge right through the line, carrying almost a rugby scrum of players. Duplessis just so strong, all muscle, and he fights his way for 5. Second down inside the 10-yard line. Good fake by LaRiviere, keeps it, gets to the 5-yard line, hit, pushed back, and a good solid hit by Fred Banks, a freshman, a 5'9" freshman defensive end on that line for the Rummel Raiders. We're watching Marlon Baker. See if Marlon's back in there right now, number 7, getting that first start after a year and a half of sitting out with leg injuries in 2 different places. He is not in there right now. Watch for him, folks. Number 7 on the defensive line for Rummel. We're watching his comeback and excited. The young man has waited a year and a half to get back into action.
He makes me think of another Rummel Raider.
Look at this shift, Rowe. Now all of a sudden trips to the right.
LaRiviere alone in the backfield.
Yeah,
and he takes it in, and he'll go in.
And with that second effort, LaRiviere touchdown. LaRiviere touchdown from 4 yards out. My goodness. Wow, LaRiviere with just a great second effort. Looked like Rummel had him stopped at the goal, but not so. And the Blue Jays have just stretched their lead to 20-7 with Aiden Corbello in to attempt the point after. Quarterback LaRiviere is the holder. Bad snap, but he put it down well, kicked up and good by Corbello. And credit that one to the holder, Jacques LaRiviere, for picking up one that was low on the ground and placing it well for Corbello to kick it. 21-7. The score for the Jesuit Blue Jays lead here with 6:24 to go in the first half.
Okay, so they get the ball and the drive starts at the beginning of the second quarter. So that means this was a 74-yard drive that ate up 5 minutes and 36 seconds of clock time. And they did it with tempo. They did it on a quick tempo, most of it on quick tempo. But, 74-yard drive. They come up with another 7 by 14. Speaking of 7s, you were talking about the young man there at Rummel, number 7, Marlon Baker. He reminds me of, if you recall, a few years ago, there was another outstanding defensive lineman that Rummel had who wore number 7 named Briston Guidry. He looks just like him. And then you mentioned that. I think Guidry did wear number 7 as well.
A little pooch kick, and it looks like Jesuit's going to get it.
Oh.
They went for the short one, and the Blue Jays recover. A little, again, chicanery by Ryan Manali. He's pulling out all the stops. And if you're scouting him right now, and you know you're going to have to face him in the playoffs because Jesuit would get the by the first week in the playoffs. It's like, how many things do we have to prepare for against Ryan Manali?
Aiden Corbello with the perfect pooch kick that bounced backwards right into the hands of the oncoming Blue Jay defender, if you call it that, and they are in business 1st and 10 at the Rummel 30-yard line. Stealing a possession, Ken. Stealing a possession
and great field position, as you said, 30 yards away now from pay dirt. LaRiviere, the quarterback. We've got a different running back. Play action to him. He's going to go over the middle, and he bounces right off the fingertips of Hollis McDaniel. Ashton Stamps covering.
Good coverage there. Okay, I'll give Ashton Stamps credit for it. Yeah, it did hit the receiver in the hands, or hit him near the hands, Hollis McDaniel, but Stamps was there, so I'll give him the pass defended.
Jasper Parker, the running back, seeing his first action in this game, resting the legs of Duplessis a little bit with the 2-touchdown lead, and he'll get his first carry. Jasper Parker, the freshman.
I'm sure
Before
Rummel
being stopped by Marlon Baker, the guy we were just talking about, number 7.
I'm sure Rummel didn't expect them to throw on first down, but they did. So now we have a third down situation.
So here we go. And again, it is Parker, not much this time. Grant Stevens, a fine linebacker for the Rummel Raiders, in on the stop, down to the 25-yard line. So last time we had a 4th down situation. The Blue Jays went for it, and they used that little sideline pass. Credit Jace Larson. He knew exactly where to go. Jace Larson is down to the bottom of your screen. Will they throw it to him again? No, this time play action, and LaRiviere off the mark. He was being pressured. He wanted to hit Hollis McDaniel, the big tight end. Incomplete.
Darius Davis with the pressure there for the Rummel Raiders, and it's a turnover on downs.
Turnover on downs.
First turnover of the evening for the Blue Jays. Good job by the Rummel defense.
How much, Rowe, is that a momentum getter for this Rummel team that needed just something to spark them? Their defense comes in, holds, and turns over on downs after that pooch kick, which worked so well and was recovered by the Blue Jays.
5:18 to go in the second quarter. If they can drive down and have one of those drives like the scoring drive they had earlier in this ball game, they're right in the ball game.
At their own 25-yard line. Rummel Raider ball. They're not going to get anything, and as a matter of fact, they'll lose a yard on first down as LaDamian McDowell can't get out of the grasp of Nick Jacobs. So make that 2nd down and 11 now at the 24-yard line of Rummel. Now this is where the Raiders, trailing by 2 touchdowns, get 3 turnovers by Rummel to start this game in the first quarter. Good play action by Avrod. He's being chased. He throws. It is complete all the way down to up to the 35-yard line, and that should be enough for the first down if they mark it like we think they're going to mark it. Let's see. And I believe that was that Tyrone Hayes on the catch?
He got the first down. I think it was. I couldn't see, but yeah, they got
either
the first
Xavier
down.
Powell or Tyrone Hayes, but and I believe it was Hayes.
Avrod looking good, throwing on the move. Not the easiest thing in the world to do, but he looked smooth on that one.
At the 35-yard line, 1st and 10 at their own 35, and nowhere on first down on the run. Matter of fact, they're going to lose about a half yard on that. The Raiders will, as there was just nowhere for McDowell to go. Joseph Barnett plugged that hole quickly for the Blue Jays. 2nd down, 11. 34-yard line of the Rummel Raiders. Working against the clock. Rummel would like to get points on the board in the final 3:50 of this first half. And that one just got away from Avrod. He had Tyrone Hayes in space over on the left side on that little screen pass, but the ball just floated on him.
A little pop pass, and he had a lot of room in front of him had he been able to catch that one. But Casey Avrod threw it just a little in front of him. It was an accurate pass when you look at it that way, but there was room for him to run had he gathered that one in.
And Tyrone Hayes is tall, lanky. He's 6'2", 215, muscle, powerful. enough speed that it's hard to bring him down. That could have been a big play. 3rd down, 11 at the 34, and here's the toss left side in a crowd. It's thrown and caught. Good throw and catch by Cameron Francione. His first catch and first target of the night. Nick Jacobs covering all over him, but enough to get the first down for Rummel.
Once again, we see a receiver, because we see it all the time now, especially in the National Football League, where it seems receivers don't run enough patterns long enough to pick up first downs. But we've seen it on both sides tonight. Nice pattern, nice delivery by Avrard.
Avrard this time will give straight ahead, nothing fancy. This is just a power run forward by LaDamian McDowell. And he's finally stopped but not until he gained 4 up the middle. Parker Peronin on the stop for Jesuit.
Obviously, this is an important drive for the Raiders. If they can pick up points here before the half, it's a ball game.
From the 48-yard line, they're down by 2 touchdowns, and he got him. There's that quick pass over the middle or from the side, and they go to the tight end with it, Xavier Powell, and Powell's got a big gain before finally being brought down by Will Graham.
First
down, Rummel. Go ahead.
As inaccurate as that previous pass was in the flat there, that one was really accurate. He hit him in stride and just got tripped up. I thought he was gone, Kenny.
I did too. It looked like it. So right at the 30-yard line of the Jesuit Blue Jays, there's that slant in just off the fingertips of Wallace. Wow, just missed him. Had it up high on the fingertips. Couldn't pull it down. Nick Jacobs covering.
Really good play by Jacobs. Yeah, perfect timing. Hit the receiver at the point when the ball arrived. Couldn't call that pass interference. That was clean.
And look, you're fighting against the clock. 2:07 to play, first half. You're down 21-7 in what was just a awful start in the first quarter. 3 turnovers by the Rummel Raiders, but they go down, put points on the board here. They go in 7 points behind after a horrible start. And Nick Monica can tell them in the halftime, look, you can't play any worse. We just go out and play our game in the second half. We could pull off the upset. The Jays, on the other hand, have to say we had a couple of missed opportunities on one of the turnovers where they could have scored, and now they've just got to find a way to stop that little slant. That quick pass, that slant pass is what the Rummel Raiders have really had the most success with.
The most effective play in the first half for the Raiders.
It doesn't matter whether they run it from the side in, from the tight end out, or just over the middle. Avrard, big tall quarterback, he'll throw the screen left side. He's got McDowell again. He's got running room inside the 20-yard line. McDowell on the far side is pushed out of bounds by Nick Jacobs. He will have a first down. The clock is stopped. I think he got out of bounds. I was looking at the official, didn't see it, but they stopped the clock while they moved the chains. Rummel's wasting no time here. Inside the 20-yard line at the 17, Rowe.
Nifty move by LaDamian McDonald there. To my knowledge, the first really missed tackle I've seen by the Blue Jays, but it was all because of McDowell.
Under center this time. Oh, the give that time to McDowell, and he just slipped and goes down. Wow. Parker Peronin there, but he just had to make sure he touched him down, and clock ticking. Raiders working against the clock and the Jesuit defense. They need this touchdown, trailing 21-7. Halftime approaching. Here's the give, trying to pick and choose, and McDowell fights his way to the 20-yard line. Clock still moving. 120, 119. Here we go. Before halftime, that stop was made by Joseph Barnett. And the Raiders kind of taking their time here. And they've let a lot of time run off this clock.
Yeah.
Avrard looking left, has some time. Here comes pressure. He throws. It is bounced off. Oh, almost caught and somehow just not able to get it. Wow.
Threw it just a little behind the defender, Kenny.
Yeah, that
he
was
had
Chris
to reach
Wallace
back.
Again. And I thought for a minute Wallace might be able to pull that one in. Will Graham, the defender.
So it's field goal time.
55 seconds to go, and I think one of the reasons that the Raiders were taking a little time, if this happened, they didn't want to give the ball back to Jesuit with too much time left on the clock.
So we're looking at a 37-yard field goal attempt by Chris Wallace.
Is the kicker. It's got a good, strong leg. It is kicked up, and it is good. 37-yard field goal by Chris Wallace with 50 seconds to play in the first half. Makes this game at 21-10. Jesuit lead over the Rummel Raiders. I know Rummel would have liked to have the touchdown right there, and that's an understatement, but they did get 3.
They got something.
And considering the way the early part of the first quarter went with the 3 turnovers, again, if they can take this score in, if Jesuit doesn't lose the football, if Rummel can take this score into the halftime locker room, that's sort of a victory in itself for the Rummel Raiders. Yet Jesuit goes in with a lot of momentum themselves, because even though they may have missed an opportunity to put another touchdown on the board, the Jesuit Blue Jays can say, look, no matter what, we didn't give up that second touchdown. We've given up 1 touchdown. That's it. We're in control of this football game.
Well, down by 11. They got something on the board in this last drive, meaning the Rummel Raiders did. With 50 seconds to go now, the question is, how aggressive will Ryan Manali and the Blue Jays be? Can we look at some sort of trick play or something at this point? Depending, of course, where they are on the field.
Each coach has an arsenal of trick plays if they want. The question is, how deep will...
Depending on where they are on the field.
How deep will Chris Wallace kick it, or will this be some type of a pooch kick to keep it up? No, he's going to send it
Kicks
deep.
it away.
He is going to send it deep into the end zone. That's coming out to the 20-yard line. So if the Blue Jays are going to score, they're going to have to go at least 80 yards for a touchdown, or a little bit less than that, probably at least about 55, 60 yards to put their kicker, Hayden Carbello, into field goal range. Let's see what happens with 50 seconds on the clock in what has been a crazy first half here at Tad Gormley Stadium in New Orleans. Jesuit trying to wrap up the Catholic League District 9-5A District Championship. They win it. They win the championship whether they win or lose, right?
Right.
Yeah, they've got it.
It should be. Yeah.
So it's right now they're really playing for better power points and position.
So they walked off a 5-yard penalty on the Blue Jays.
I did not see the flag.
And they're going to let the clock, they're not going to do anything.
They're just going to kneel
They're
it out.
set up, yeah. They're in the
Look,
kneel
if you're Ryan
formation.
Manali, I don't blame him here. Why take a chance on a turnover deep in your own territory? You've got a 21-10 lead. You've had the most of the momentum in the first half. You've forced 3 turnovers at the start of this game on the first possession.
But I think his thinking would have been different if he had gotten a nice little kickoff return to about midfield or something like that. Then he may have done something.
Yes. So at halftime, the Jesuit Blue Jays 21, the Rummel Raiders 10, in what has been an absolutely crazy first half of play. And Roe and I will get to recap that for you in just a moment. I do want to thank our second quarter sponsor for sponsoring Crescent City Sports Prep Football, and that's Academy Sports, one of the new sponsors here on Crescent City Sports. And Crescent City Sports Football is brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors, who has all the gear you need to enjoy more sports and outdoors, all at prices you'll love. And with curbside pickup available now, it's never been easier to shop the top brands in-store and online at academy.com. And I don't know about you, but if I go to Academy, You can't just walk in that store. You know, some people say, I got a list. I'm going in. I'm going to get what I need. Not at Academy. You go in, you get lost. Sometimes you feel like you're in Disney World.
You get stuff you didn't intend to get. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, then you want to do all that fancy stuff they do on the television commercials. You know, you want to start flipping over things and throwing a ball. But that's the fun of Academy, and they are a great sponsor at Crescent City Sports. Folks,
they make you spend your money is what you're trying to tell me, right?
Yeah, but it's so much fun doing it because you get such quality and great stuff at Academy, and that's the fun of it all. Ken Berthelot, Ro Brown, our great crew here, Matt Merritt, our producer, Serena Johnson, our on camera, Rick Thompson, our spotter, and a first half that was, as we recap it here, just absolutely crazy. And let's recap it before we hear an interview with Ron Manali that Lenny Van Gilder did earlier in the week. But a quick recap, Ro, and how did this game unfold?
We're thinking blowout in the beginning because, the first possession, they throw an interception. And, of course, they come up with a with a fumble recovery. He had 14 points off of turnovers. Okay, it was a fumble recovery at the 13-yard line, and that set up a Jack LaRiviere run from about 3 yards out to make it 7-0. And then we had a fumble recovery by the Blue Jays at the 33. Their defense looked outstanding, looked really dominant. 16-yard pass, LaRiviere to Jace Larson. Really nice pass, fitted in there in a small spot. And that made it 14-0. The Raiders come back with their own score to make it 14-7 from in short. And then it was a 5-minute and 36-second drive by the Blue Jays that covered 74 yards, capped by a Jack LaRiviere score from 4 yards out to make it 21-7. Jesuit, and a nice little drive, I'll call it a mini drive, for the Rummel Raiders that picked up a 37-yard field goal from Chris Wallace to make it 21-10 with 50 seconds to go in the first half, and that's where we stand at the half. The Jesuit Blue Jays going for their first Catholic League title since 2011, leading the Rummel Raiders 21-10.
Yeah, and you know what was impressive, I think, from a Rummel standpoint, was despite the 3 turnovers, the long interception, that interception was made by Foley, each team had one really long drive that took up almost 6 minutes of a quarter. And Rummel came back, again, all of a sudden they're down 14-0. They've turned it over 3 times, could have been worse. And they eat up almost all of the first quarter. I believe that drive went a little over 6 minutes and got down to about 7 seconds before they finally got the score in. And then Jesuit answers. Jesuit comes back and says, hey, you cut it down to 14-7. We should be up by more than that. They go up and they get ahead and go ahead by 14 points, making it 21-7 on the plays you just described. And then from there, Rummel comes back and is trying to get that last touchdown on the board. The Jesuit defense holds Rummel close on some plays, just a pass here a little too far behind a receiver, or a good play by a Jesuit defender on a ball that hits, I believe, Chris Wallace in the hands, and he couldn't hold it. But that's, again, a good defensive play. So each team, I think, has something to build on in the locker room, Ro.
Yeah, you got to give a tip of the hat to both these clubs. When it was 14-0, I thought perhaps the most important drive of the first half was the drive turned in by Rummel. That long sustained drive, which was, I remember they knocked down about 3 or 4 first downs in a row, and they had a rhythm going. And that was impressive after, 2 consecutive turnovers. And 2 consecutive scores by the Blue Jays. So that was important, because if they've been stopped there, I think we could be looking at a different ball game right now, Kenny.
Without question. We're working on getting an interview for you that we can play. Lenny Van Gilder sat down this week on Thursday with first-year Jesuit head coach Ron Manali and talked about exactly what we've been talking about, but you'd hear it from Manali himself. How is he changing the culture, and did he expect to have this kind of a start at Jesuit? So if we've got that video, why don't we go ahead and play it? And folks, I think you'll really enjoy this. Lenny Van Gilder with Ron Manali.
Ryan, this has been quite a first year here at Jesuit, wrapping up here tonight with the regular season finale, with already now at least a share of a district championship in the bag, a chance to win an outright district championship. Could you have imagined walking into a situation and being able to do this in your first year?
Well, I mean, I think when you come to an institution like Jesuit High School, the expectations are always going to be high. And, I knew we were going to have deep numbers. And, I was hoping to find 11, 22 guys that believed. And, the senior class, I walked in with 28 seniors. We have some great leadership on this team. Very good coaching staff that I inherited a good bit of guys, brought a few guys with me from De La Salle. And couldn't be more prouder of where we're at year one.
You mentioned that number 28, and recall you mentioning that your first spring at De La Salle, you had just 28 players. You walked in here, and you had 28 rising seniors. How important was it to get the buy-in of those seniors who were about to be on their third head coach in 3 years to be able to get where you've gotten thus far this fall?
It's everything. I mean, the first team meeting we had was talking. I expressed myself to them that they're gonna learn over time more about me. That I am, while we may be tough at times, it's real love. Sometimes real love comes with toughness. But it was the buy-in, and it was me talking to the guys about, I'm here to win now. I'm not here to build for 5 years like some coaches do. I'm here to change the program and change the culture right now, and we're only going to be as good as the leadership in this room. I'm not able to take the field. I'm not able to get in this weight room and do it no more. But super proud of the way they responded, and it's been a great year.
A win tonight means an outright Catholic League title. Well, you've won a state championship here as recently as 2014. You haven't won an outright Catholic League title in a decade now. As someone who has coached in this league before as an assistant, now coming back to it, how important is it? What makes a district championship in the Catholic League more special than maybe any other district in Louisiana?
Yeah, there's no doubt. I think you can go traditionally. This is the SEC of high school football. There's not a game that you're playing and you're not playing against a well-coached opponent and a talented opponent. And it's a great challenge each week, and it means a lot to win this league. To some, it's as important as a state championship in some. So your first little goal is compete in the district, and that's what we're doing. And yes, it's been a while. We haven't defeated Rummel High School since 2011. I think in 2011, I was doing offensive line at Rummel, and I was getting outcoached tremendously by Coach Bagley, our defensive line coach, and Coach Rule, our defense coordinator, and Coach Jambaluka was on staff. So it's good to join forces with them guys, and it does mean a lot. Last time we were able to defeat Archbishop Rummel was 2014, that playoff year, 2011 last time in the regular season. So our kids are in uncharted waters. They've never been in this environment for Week 10 with an opportunity like that presents, in this matchup. And, over the years, they match up well against Jesuit, and we're just hoping that we play good Jesuit football and find a way to be at our best, and wherever that takes us, that takes us.
Now, you alluded to 2011 when you were on the Rummel sideline the last time Jesuit beat Rummel in the regular season. Someone who was on the staff for that long, somewhere you went to school as well. What is it going to be like to line up on the other side of your alma mater and your former employer Friday night?
Right. It's the first time playing these guys since I left. I spent 9 years at De La Salle, so the good thing is it's not because I'm all about our kids, and so I am glad it's not like 2 years out of Rummel and seeing the former players that I made a move on. So I'm very happy that it's been a time. And be honest with you, I have a great relationship with Coach Monica. I think a handful of guys on that staff. One of them was coaching with me last year and at De La Salle, and I have utmost respect for everything they do there, from Coach Jay Roth, the athletic director, all the way down to every coach on that staff that I know. So I think the relationship's there, and and I think it's going to be a very positive relationship. And there's no doubt when you have an opportunity to do what we're doing, and I'm more for our kids at Jesuit. We have not beat this program since 2014. Not one player has walked in this building here on Carrollton and Banks and defeated Rummel. So, it's a big thing to keep getting better and keep changing the culture and keep changing that mindset, where the Jays are on top.
This is the end of the regular season. Tonight, Sunday, the brackets come out. While you've experienced a lot of success in the playoffs, it's something these guys have not necessarily done. What is it that you and your staff can impart on them as you head into the postseason to be able to make a deep run and perhaps win a state championship?
Yeah, there's no doubt. I mean, the big thing is the importance that we're going to have to install some of the keys, and one of them is getting our legs back under us. How can we get our bodies right for the playoffs? Because everybody turns it up a notch from level of coaching, level of play. It needs to be consistent. And it's everything that's built into our foundation, our culture, and our keys to success. I mean, the kids know it; they can probably repeat it, and we need to make sure that we're mastering it going into the playoffs. And whatever the draw has, I mean, it's been a little different year with forfeits or whatever you have. That's way above all of our pay grade, and we're going to be challenged probably in our first round because of it, and that's all we could do. You got to play everybody at some point in the playoffs, and whether it's the first round or semifinals or finals, that you got to match up. So hopefully we're just ready to play whoever our opponent it may be.
You a believer that if you're practicing on Thanksgiving Day, it's been a good year?
Absolutely. When you practice on Thanksgiving Day, it's been successful, and that's all your ultimate goal is as a coach. At least mine is. Practice on Thanksgiving Day. If you're on Thanksgiving Day, that means you're now a select few that's still on the field. And after that, it just kind of depends on how your team handles how the ball bounces. And, trying to do everything you can in your power to make sure that Jesuit, for our instance, Jesuit's not beating Jesuit, and we're at our best. And if somebody beats us at our best, hats off to them. But we just want to be at our best at the right time, and hopefully that's happening in the next few weeks here.
You've played for a state championship 3 times in the last 4 years. What would it mean to be able to take this program to Yeoman Stadium on the first Saturday of December here in your hometown and be able to play for a state championship then?
It'll be a tremendous accomplishment year one, but it really wouldn't be anything about me. I would be more happier about our kids and the 28 seniors that bought in this football team that's working extremely hard, and some of these coaches that have been on staff for a while, just to get them back. They were there in 2014, some of these guys. The guys that came here at De La Salle, they're used to kind of being in that state championship game. I would love for our kids and coaches to be able to experience it, and it wouldn't hurt for our administration, alumni base, and all of them to have a good day at Yeoman.
Yay!
Allison Brooks, Abigail Donato, and Natalie Talent. Congratulations, seniors. We are proud of you.
Ta-da!
All right, we're back on, and hope you enjoyed that interview with Ryan Benally and Lenny Van Gilder. I think that tells you a little bit about what we've been talking about after talking to the coach and what he plans to do in changing the culture here at Jesuit, as he likes to talk about, just the culture of we want this to be playoff football to be our image every year. And just a moment ago, I think you might have had a chance to see. You didn't, while the interview was going on, this is Jesuit's homecoming game. Mm-hmm. They presented their homecoming court and were kind enough to leave the field 3 minutes early so that Rummel High School could honor their senior band members and their senior dance team members from Archbishop Chappelle and Chapelones, which I'm very proud to say that granddaughter Robert Rosenblatt was one of the seniors. Shameless plug-in.
Woo! All right. Papa and Mama are here in the press box just beaming and proud. Papa and Mama. That's great. That's great. Great stuff. Yeah. Yeah, I saw her. I saw her ad in the Rummel magazine, by the way, and I saw that last name. And I said, wait a minute. I'll bet.
Well, in this case, her grandma and her daddy.
Well, I thought that too, but I didn't want to say it. Okay, just a little bit. I don't know if you want to do this right now. Yeah, okay.
Crescent City Sports has the greatest scoreboard. All you got to do is go to CrescentCitySports.com. Ken Trahan's the original. It's been here forever, 26 years now, and you will get scores from around the state. But not only scores, you will also get updates from every game of which Roe Brown did an update preview of this game before the season. What do we have? Let's take a look.
All right now, of course, here at halftime, it's 21-10. Jesuit leading Rummel. A win for the Blue Jays will give them the outright Catholic League championship. And that's a big deal to the Blue Jays, no doubt about it.
All through the playoffs, a bye, 2 home field advantages, and then you're still there, you're going to yell.
Last night, St. Aug took on Holy Cross, Ken Berthelot's alma mater. It was 45-37 in a high-scoring contest. Yeah, it was a good game, 45-37. Eli LaFrance had a big night for the Tigers, as a matter of fact, running with the football. He scored, I think, 4 touchdowns. And Jevin Nicholas on the other side with St. Aug, he scored 4 touchdowns as well with 3 receptions and 1 electrifying. Yeah, they both are young. I looked at Holy Cross's roster, and I counted about 80 players on the roster, 12 seniors. You saw a lot of 9s and 10s on their roster. Lots of 9s and 10s. Bird last night defeated Southwood 37-24. And Catholic of Baton Rouge rebounded after their loss last week to Woodlawn, right? It was Woodlawn? Yeah, Woodlawn beat Catholic. 49-7 last night, Catholic defeated Dutchtown. This evening, we got McKinley taking on Woodlawn of Baton Rouge and Fontainebleau taking on St. Paul's. Scotlandville and Denham Springs are going at it in the first quarter. Scotlandville has a 7-0 lead. And, of course, tomorrow at 12 noon at Joe Yenny Stadium, it'll be Brother Martin taking on the Patriots of John Curtis in a Catholic League outing.
And remember, folks, if you're not familiar with what's happening here, Brother Martin had the 4-5 game because of an academic problem that they had. They were in the driver's seat to win District 9-5A. Now, the way things are set up in the select, non-select groups, which wouldn't happen if all the high schools were playing together, Brother Martin is not on the playoffs, so they're going to be in the playoffs. They won't get the bye, but they're going to be in the playoffs, and they get a chance to make a run all the way through as far as they can go. You know, again, people say, well, if select and non-select are all playing together, they wouldn't qualify with their record with the conference for the
right. That's one thing that I don't know if I like that.
Well, I agree.
I understand why they got to do it because you only got 16 teams playing for the state title. Yeah, so but yeah, I mean, if you're gonna penalize them with forfeitures, and then they're eligible to win the whole thing. But they're still eligible, which they could very well do. They could very well do that. Yep.
Crazy, but it is like that because the select schools and the non-select schools, or some people like to say the privates and the publics, but it's more select and non-select now with magnet schools that are called magnet schools.
Right.
They can get players from all over the city. And, so they break it into select and non-select. And that's what you get. A 16-team tournament for the select schools, which are mostly Catholics and privates and magnets that want to play in that division. And the public schools who are not in that division, there's a 32-team district, so they're going to have one extra playoff round to knock it down to 16, and they will go from there.
We mentioned St. Augustine 45-37 over Holy Cross last night. And yeah, I said that. Yeah.
I'm going to touch on that one again because you and I were talking about that earlier as the teams come out and warm up and get ready to go. C.E. Bird wins, and they win against a winless team, which is Rummel, and Southwood, of course. And the whole thing about that is
37-24, they beat them.
Yeah. And the thing about that is they have, if I have this right, did they lose a few points because they beat a team that didn't have wins?
I haven't seen them. You told me that they dropped a little after winning a game.
That's what I understand. I'm not certain of that, but and I don't have a full understanding. I tried, but calculus and physics, quantum physics is sometimes easier to figure out.
Yeah.
PowerPoint system.
I'm not a, if it's math, if it's math, don't no. Zachary, number one team in the polls, 48-13 last night over Walker, and you mentioned Byrd with a 37-24 victory over Southwood. 31-0 Hanville defeated Terrebonne in District 7 5A. Catholic, we mentioned 49-7 over Dutchtown. Alexandria did very well, 50-13. They defeat West Washita. And final score, Covington 12, Mandeville 7. Covington 12, Mandeville 7. What else do we have here? Second quarter, it's West Jeff leading East Jeff 16-14. And all these scores, of course, coming from CrescentCitySports.com. 28-0 West Monroe over Ruston at the half. 28-0 West Monroe over Ruston at the half. 21-0 halftime Acadiana over Lafayette. And Southside 32-6 over New Iberia.
And we'll take some break on that. Just want to remind you that you can get the most complete and up-to-date Louisiana Cup football scoreboard anywhere at CrescentCitySports.com. Presented by the All-State Sugar Bowl. As always, it's Kinshaw's original. Been around for 26 years. You not only get the scores, but you get updates. You get 1-minute reports from what's happening at games. Well, we're needed. And you'll be kept up to date with the scoring as it happens at games around the state of Louisiana. All at CrescentCitySports.com and at 106.1 The Dash, I believe it is, on radio and his entire radio network of stations around the state of Louisiana that pick up the live radio reports that you can also get here at CrescentCitySports.com. So we're just about ready to go. I want to remind you that you can check out the new Crescent City Sports Makers podcast. Crescent City Sports Makers podcast presented by Southern Planning and Supply. Latest episode features former Saints offensive lineman Harry Evans, who is being inducted into the Saints Hall of Fame this weekend. You can catch a new episode every Thursday. Get it at CrescentCitySports.com or better yet, subscribe to the Crescent City Sports Makers podcast through your favorite podcast producer. Our third quarter coming up is brought to you by Gibbs Construction. Crescent City Sports Prep Football is always brought to you by Gibbs Construction, a leader in the construction industry in Louisiana and the Gulf Coast for more than 35 years, transforming dreams, visions, and plans into reality. Gibbs Construction, thank you for sponsoring the third quarter of this game. Along with Roe Brown, Rick Johnson on sponsor of Merritt, our producer, and Serena Johnson on camera. We're just about 7 to go in the second half of this one. What did both coaches, Nick Monica of Rummel and Ryan Manali of Jesuit, talk to these teams about as they came out to start the second half?
Well, if I'm on the other side of the field from us, with the Rummel Raiders, Coach Nick Monica, who has known success, he's got a state title under his belt. I would think that at halftime he'd say, look, we're down by 11 points, and, let's face it. About this time an hour ago, we all thought that they would be down by a whole lot more than they are right now. So hold the turnovers down. Hold the turnovers down. And if they're able to, they've got to come up with some stops. They came up with a couple of stops. They got to come up with, I would say, at least try to stop the Blue Jays at least 3 times. In this half. Just get 3 stops in this half. And I think they'd be in pretty good shape because they've been able to move the ball with those passes, those slant passes and everything, and they did it, with rhythm and with a quick rhythm. Just want to mention halftime and what may be one of the best teams in the state, Ponchatoula, no surprise, 31-0 over Hammond at the half. 31-0. So Hank's got a really good team. He's got a really good team. Yeah, he's got a really good team.
Tolbert and Duplessis are big for the Jesuit Blue Jays, and we are underway to start the second half. And here comes He gets a nice return. That is Duplessis on the return. The Jays will have it to start the second half, leading 21-10. Jasper dressed up all in the solid blue jerseys and pants with the white headgear and blue stripes and the blue jay. And the Rummel is in their red pants, and the white jerseys and the Rummel all in red on the side of the helmet. Here come the Blue Jays in the second half. That could mean for the Jesuit Blue Jays, if they can hold this lead and do what they like to do, they would never leave the city of New Orleans. All the way up to the state championship game at Garden Stadium on the Georgia campus if they can get there. The Rivier on first down. He will fake the guarantee to himself. He is on past the 30-yard line to about the 32-yard line. Short game. And the tackle made by Wynn.
I'm sure the administration would appreciate winning this game tonight because they won't have to spend as much money on travel and transporting the band and the cheerleaders and the whole works. You know, you got to think about stuff like that, okay?
One second down. The Blue Jays, nothing fancy here. They're just going to test that Rummel defensive line to see if they can crack it early. The Rivier will run up and move to the outside. They couldn't get much on that carry. All the way to 7 that we talked about so much in the first half, just that we're happy to see him. Did he just come out?
I don't see him out there.
Oh, it's not.
Oh,
So here we go now, third down. Rivier on a good fake, and he keeps, and he will fight for the first down yardage across the 35-yard line out to the 38-yard line. Davis makes the tackle, but now it's the change.
He never moves backwards. First contact never seems to faze him. He gets through it somehow. He spins out of it, or he runs over someone and picks up an extra 2 or 3 or sometimes maybe even 4 yards.
You say that, Roy, and when you talk to Ryan Manali about the Rivier, he says that's the kind of leader he is. He just leads by action. He's just always giving you that great second tackle, and he never seems to stop. Here's Jasper Parker, the freshman, with a great run around the right side. He's got a first down. And a pretty good game at that. Finally brought down by Darius Davis.
That's a freshman, as you said, a 9th grader, Jasper Parker, looking good on that one. 6 feet tall, 170 pounds. Of course, Jerron Duplessis, he's an 11th grader, so the Blue Jays are in pretty good shape as far as running backs is concerned for at least another couple years.
Well, they get on the Rummel side of midfield, and now at the Rummel 47-yard line. Opening drive of the second half. Jesuit had run the toss to third. Rummel had received first in this game, so the Blue Jays start the second half, and that's again Darius Davis putting the tackle and the stop on Jasper Parker. And if Jasper Parker continues to develop as the young freshman that he is, then you're going to see
Marlon Baker's back out there.
Yeah.
What are they waiting for?
You're going to see a team that's able to give their big running back Duplessis some extra time. LaRiviere on the keeper around the left side. Good spin move as he's hit. And that might have been enough. Let's see where he goes out of bounds. It's going to be very close to first down yardage again.
He is such a tough physical runner. I mean, he spins out of tackles. He never stops. And he pops right up when he goes down.
Yeah.
I mean, he pops right up and he's ready and raring to go, getting back to the huddle, waiting for the play.
He got the first down. And what's impressive is Marlon Baker, the guy who we just been talking about in utter amazement, comes from his left defensive end all the way to the right sideline to make the stop. And that's pretty doggone good.
Nice looking player.
And bounce off a tackle, and then Parker finally goes down. Ashton Stamps with the tackle. Gain of 3, second down for the Jesuit Blue Jays, who are putting together just a slow, methodical drive. One thing Jesuit has shown everybody this year, they can go really fast tempo, just a little bit up tempo, or they can just slow it down and take a methodical drive and just slowly grind out yardage and eat clock, which is something you want to do when you've got the lead. And you want to chew up a lot of time in a quarter. It looks like they're getting close. They just chewed up the first 4 minutes of the third quarter. And on second down, this will be Parker again. He'll get about a yard before Marlon Baker, again coming from the left side over to the right side, makes the stop.
It's like a basketball team. Can play any way you want to play. Can play slow, or they can play fast. Up tempo or down tempo.
Yeah, without question. Ryan Manali said one thing he wanted to do when he came here was get the players, the Jesuit Blue Jays, to buy into a new system that he was going to put in. And the first thing he said to help them and see if they wanted to buy in was to say, I'm not building for 5 years down the road. I'm building for you
win
seniors to
now.
win now. And they loved it, and they bought into it with that good mentality. The Riviere on the keep. The Riviere, he's close to a first down. He gets almost to the first down marker and is pushed back. If he got to the 26-yard line, he'll get it. It looks like they marked it at the 27. It's going to be very close. And let's see, as the tackle was made by Greg Jones. Let's see, Manali is signaling. Is he calling for a timeout? No, I don't think he is. Not at this stage of the game.
Looks, unless timeout to measure. Are they going to
He
measure?
might
It looks
be
like
asking for a measurement.
Looks like a
That's-
measurement.
Yeah, I think he's asking
Yeah,
for a measurement.
you got an official kneeling at the ball. Looks like a measurement.
And a coach can ask on a close play for a measurement. And it's close enough.
A measurement
You
and a
Forward,
measurement and a timeout.
he had fallen forward but hit the ground first. Now let's see. They will stretch the chains out. We'll put the binoculars on it from the press box here. And it, let's see, stretches it out. Oh, it is
You get it?
just short
Wow.
by inches. So it'll be decision time. 4th and inches, Rowe. What do you do here? You're deep in.
Quarterback sneak.
Yeah.
Quarterback sneak.
With LaRiviere, yes, because he's been almost unstoppable for at least a yard or two every time he touches the ball. And if you go under center here, even though Rummel knows you're going to sneak it, they're going to stack up the center. With LaRiviere's frame, he's 6'3", 201. You
Quarterback
figure he's
sneak.
just going to push through.
Fall forward.
Which is not what we'll do this weekend. We'll actually fall back. But that's just a little daylight
Pick up
savings
that
time
extra
promo.
hour. Pick up the extra hour.
But in this game, it's
All right.
fall
Here
forward.
you go.
Let's see if they do. They're
Here
going
you go.
for it.
Here you go.
Riviere under center. Trying to draw him offside.
Oh. Did he do it?
And
They
wait
got
a
called for
minute.
illegal
They
procedure.
got called. The Jays get called for a false start.
Oh.
But that might change now the thinking of this play. The Riviere did it well.
Well, maybe too well.
Yeah, maybe too well that he not only faked out or tried to fake out the Rummel defense, who was poised.
I'm kind of surprised. I thought they'd just snap it and go.
I did too. I really did. I thought they'd just
real
snap the ball
surprised.
because, again, with that frame of LaRiviere, 6'3", 201, if he just pushes forward, he could almost dove over the line and just reached the ball out and pulled it back.
So now we're looking at 4th and 5
And they're going for it again.
from the 32.
They're going to go. They went for it earlier on 4th down and about a little bit less than 5 and got it. near this same
Timeout.
position on the field. Timeout called for Jesuit. They want to talk about this one with 6 minutes and 16 seconds. So you're looking at an opening drive of the second half that is eaten up almost one half of the third quarter. And a very good offensive or game plan is to just not put the hands in the ball of the ball in the hands of your opponent.
They can't score if they don't have the ball, unless they do it by the defense.
like,
The
yeah.
defense can score as well. The defense can score, but yeah, if they don't have the ball, it makes it much more difficult for them to score. You mentioned, this has been an impressive drive, with the exception of this illegal procedure call here on a fourth down situation that set them back.
Speaking of defensive scores, Marcus Scott's Destrehan Wildcat team, which we which we streamed last week, they got a defensive touchdown and recovered one of the end zone. And what a defense and offense Marcus Scott has at Destrehan. They're going to be a team to be reckoned with in the playoffs in that non-select district, and it's going to be fun to watch them. I'll tell you a couple of other teams right here in the New Orleans area also is both East Jefferson. That's going to be very good. And John Ehret, I think, is going to throw some scares into a lot of people. They could be one of the surprise teams as the playoffs begin on the other side. Here we go, 4th and 5. LaRiviere back to throw. LaRiviere in trouble. He tries to escape, spins around, won't get away, and he will be stopped at about the 31-yard line. And Jesuit will turn it over on downs, and we'll have to wait and see how big of a momentum play that is. Anquan Milton made the tackle. A number of people had a shot at him, and they just couldn't get it. But again, Rummel gets the ball with 6:07 to play. So you were looking at a drive that took a pretty long time to really unfold, and now the Raiders have the football. And they'll toss it to McDowell on first down. And McDowell will get a few on the other side.
What did I say? 3 stops they needed? Well, that's one.
They got it. Yeah, you're
They
right.
got one,
Got one.
Ate up half of the quarter, but they got one stop. So now they have to do something with it offensively.
Casey Averod, the quarterback. He is a big 6'1" junior for the Rummel Raiders. Damian McDowell, his running back. This time they'll give, however, to Ruben Ramirez, and Ruben gets some and finds some positive yardage of what looked like might be something that busted up a play. Jake Canizero, one of the starting linebackers, one of 3, all injured last week. Not sure if they would be here. The starting linebackers for the Jesuit Blue Jays, not sure if they'd be eligible to play today. So third down, short, and a big third down for Rummel. They cannot afford to give the Blue Jays the ball back this early on this drive. They can't afford a 3 and out. Third down, 3:38. They're going to give the ball to McDowell. McDowell with the hole. McDowell's got the first down. Fumbles as he's going down. Ball's loose. Scramble for it. Big fight, big pileup. And we'll have to wait and see who's got it. Nick Jacobs put the hit on McDowell. Or maybe, scooped it up. And it's going to be Jesuit football. The 4th turnover of this game for the Rummel Raiders. And they had the first down on that one before McDowell lost the football. And kaboom, Jesuit has it. They're in Jesuit territory, but they've stopped the Rummel drive.
Yeah, Kenny, the thing about that, nice run by McDowell. But ball security is very important. He may have gotten hit from behind. Somebody may have snuck up on him and knocked that one out. But it's 1st and 10 Blue Jays.
LaRiviere at quarterback. He'll play action it and then toss it. It is caught. And Jason Thompson with his first catch for the Jesuit Blue Jays in this game. Tony Donegan brings him down. So the Blue Jays not working their tempo game right now. They're enjoying this 21-10 lead. Rummel picked up its initial first down on a good run by McDowell, but he fumbled as he was tackled. Blue Jays got the ball, and they were willing to slow it down a little bit, try to pick up yardage and first downs like that run right there, and let some clock run. They don't have to go crazy on this. Duplessis with the carry, Marlon Baker on the tackle.
Jasper Parker in the first possession of the second half, and now it looks like we're going to have number 30 back in.
Well, he's
Jerron
rested.
Duplessis.
He should be well rested because he had the halftime break.
Right.
And then Parker ran the first series, which took almost 6 minutes off the clock.
Good use of his depth.
Took 5:53 off the clock, but Jesuit gave it over on downs. So on first down, Duplessis on the run, slants off the right side. And he's across the 45 down to the 44-yard line where Grant Stevens, the fine linebacker, makes the stop for the Rummel Raiders.
Clock's running.
Oh, the
3.5
possession in this third quarter.
Well, I can tell you that at this point in this third quarter, time of possession for the Rummel Raiders, with, as I said, terrible with math, it looks like we're talking about 58 seconds.
58 seconds.
58 seconds of possession for the Raiders.
That's what the Raiders have had so far in the third quarter. Here comes some blitz. LaRiviere on the fake keeps it. He's running on the other side of the blitz and is finally pushed down late. And that's by Marlon Baker with the late hit, and a flag is thrown. Oh, my goodness. Baker knew it. He threw his hands up in the air saying, "I'm innocent. I didn't mean it," but too late. And the flag came in, and that's going to give the Jesuit Blue Jays a first down on the personal foul.
And he'll get a talking to as soon as he gets back to the sideline there by head coach Nick Monica and some of the other assistants there.
Yeah, no, look, if you missed this in the first, I hate to say it's understandable, but this young man was a starter as a sophomore.
Right.
He lost the whole half season as a sophomore with an injury to his leg, a broken leg in two different places. He thought he'd be back last season. It didn't heal right. He missed his entire junior year, almost all of this senior year. And now he comes back, and he's finally getting to play. Here, 10th game, 10th week. He's finally getting to play.
He's hyped up.
Coach, I didn't mean to hit him, but I was just so pent up.
It was really kind of
After
funny.
so many years, goodness gracious. And there's a big gaping hole and a run by Harry Reinhardt on his first carry in the game, a 5'8 junior. Seeing his first carry, Anthony Muni with the tackle for the Rummel Raiders.
All these underclassmen at running back, you know, he's throwing them out there, giving them some experience.
That was his 40th. That was Reinhardt's 40th carry of the season. So he's had a lot of experience, not just in this game tonight. He gets his first touch. 2 minutes to play third quarter, and as we said, the Rummel offense has not even had the ball for a full minute in this third quarter, if our math is correct. Reinhardt again runs right into one of the Rummel Raiders. That's Darius Davis, who's brings him down to the ground with an arm tackle. But again, like you say, another first down. And what Jesuit's doing here, that you're not seeing any of that fast up-tempo, that Indy-type offense you saw in the first half. They just want to slowly, methodically run clock. They're going to own 11 plus minutes offensively with this football in the third quarter of play.
Wow.
If this drive continues. 1:25 to play third quarter. LaRiviere with Reinhardt behind him, takes the handoff. Reinhardt over the right side this time, and he is down to the 15-yard line.
It's interesting. You remember that that first half drive you talked about where they went tempo,
Yes.
up tempo. And in this half, it's been, pretty laid back, as far as tempo is concerned.
Use up
They're
a lot
using
of the
that
play
clock.
Use that game clock. It's under a minute now. No hurry. Don't give the ball up and take it.
Multiple backs, multiple players, giving people experience, because you're getting into the playoffs. You never know when you're going to need people. And very well done.
LaRiviere. on a keeper. LaRiviere around the right side, and he is lassoed and driven to the ground inside the 5-yard line to the 4-yard line. My goodness, that right there by LaRiviere.
You know,
a 13-yard run.
One of the...
And that's going to be it for the third quarter. Give me that thought as the
what I was going to say
down.
is, one of the last teams, or the 3 teams I remember running a single wing, high school teams it is. A few seasons ago, Walter L. Cohen did it because they didn't have enough players. And they did it very well, and they won some games. Lincoln High School, coached by Henry Crosby, and the LIELO ran the single wing as late as 1966. But Jesuit in the late 50s, I remember, in early 60s, I can remember seeing them run some single wing. That's what I think about when I look at LaRiviere. Okay, yeah, he looks like a single wing tailback sometimes. That was a run just now, Kenny Way. All he had to do was go outside, but he planted his foot and he went straight ahead. He had room outside. It's like he wants contact.
The only thing we haven't seen out of LaRiviere is to take the single wing and do that old single wing box that Newt Canute used to coach back then. Well, the third quarter, wow. Jesuit had the ball until until the 6:07 mark, and then gave the ball up, and Rummel
this drive
3 plays
started at 5:09 of the fourth period. 5:09. The fumble recovery.
5:09, yeah. Right side, and the Raider defense has got to be a little tired out there that they do hold on that play. And here comes LaRiviere, stands back in the gun. He will give to Reinhardt over the right side. Reinhardt is in. Touchdown. Touchdown, Jesuit Blue Jays. And that is Harry Reinhardt with his second touchdown rushing of the year for the Blue Jays.
Well, Reinhardt came in, like I said, another one of those underclassmen. He's a junior, 5'8", 165 pounds. The Blue Jays have used at least 3 running backs in this half.
And
the PAT is up and it's good.
Is good by Aiden Corbello. So now 28-10 as we start the fourth quarter of play with 11:35 to go in the game, and the Rummel Raider offense really has its work cut out for it. They've run, as we said, what about 3 plays, huh? Because it was first down, second down. They were looking at third down. They got the first down
and then they fumbled
on the third down play, but as McDowell was being tackled, he fumbled. And it would have been a nice gain. Rummel would have had the ball midway to the goal in Jesuit territory. So here we go. Wow. Let's see how this Rummel offense can respond. And I think the big thing for Rummel right now is just not turn it over. They've had 4 big ones that's resulted in, well, at least 2 scores, but it's resulted in the score being what it is at 28-10.
I've took up 5 minutes and 34 seconds of time, according to my math. 28-10, Blue Jays lead.
Oh, that ball kicked into the end zone is going to come out to the 20-yard line. So right now, field goals aren't going to help. With 11:35 to go, this Rummel offense has to find a way to get it down into the end zone and put points on the board. They have 11:35 to play here, fourth quarter. And right now, I think we've seen something out of this Jesuit Blue Jay team that if you haven't seen them earlier, and we've had them on before on Crescent City Sports, it's something special to watch as they continue to meld as a team and really pull together. Haverard caught from behind, and he is pulled down from behind by Joseph Barnett. He is sacked. Wow. Not a whole lot of pressure coming in, just good defensive line play by Jackson.
Mr. Barnett has been part of that defensive front for Jesuit that's played very well tonight.
Yep. Along with Braden Helm, Andrew Besh, Joseph Barnett, as we just said. Second down, Avrod, fumble. Another fumble on the handoff.
Recovered his own fumble.
But he
looks
did
like.
recover it. The Raiders recover their own fumble. And tough one there. That's Chance Joseph. Now, Chance is a defensive back, but with the injury to running back Jaden Martin last week, Chance Joseph is being moved here into the running back slot. He hadn't had any official rushes, I don't believe, on the year. Not related to any of the Mickey Joseph clan or to the other Joseph on the roster for the Jesuit Blue Jays. Avrod running chase from behind, but he was able to stay ahead of everybody and gets close to the 30-yard line. That is going to be just short of a first down.
Walking back.
Hold up. There's a... Did I miss this flag again? Yeah.
Holding. Holding on Rummel.
Wow. That's not right there, not what the Raiders needed.
I don't think he had enough of the first down.
He would have been a yard or two short.
But it would have been a yard or two short. Yeah, so it's a lot different now. Wow. Where are they going?
But you know what? Yeah, they're moving this. This is a spot foul. Right?
Wow.
So it's from the spot
that's
of the
right.
foul,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And they move it back.
So we could be looking at he may have to move. Yeah, not that far. Move it up a little bit.
All right, they got the spot correct.
So
now.
we're looking at about a 3rd and 25, somewhere around there, 24.
3rd and 23.
3.
And a long way to go. And the Raiders will keep it on the ground, get it out past the 15-yard line, and we'll have to punt the football away to Jesuit, who has just been able to, as Avrod kept Tyler Rutten on the stop, the Blue Jays have just found a way to be able to eat clock in this game. Leading 28-10, Jesuit will get the football back unless we see something crazy, and we might, like a fake. You won't see a fake here. Big rush. And he just gets the ball away. Chris Wallace with the good one. But it's a short punt, and will take a Jesuit roll and finally be downed. And the Blue Jays have great field position. He had to get that kick off. The rush was heavy. And they're going to spot this football back at the 29-yard line. So Jesuit with 1st and 10 at the Rummel 29-yard line. 9:22 to play. And right now, the Rummel Raiders, Jesuit would like to get and would like to put it away right now with another touchdown on the board. The Rummel Raiders need to force a turnover to try to get back in this game. Olivier with Parker beside him now, back in at running back, and Parker, the freshman, just right up the middle, inside the 25-yard line. And Anquan Milton makes the tackle as the Jays just take their time and let that clock run. 2nd down 6 after the gain of 4. Line of scrimmage as Jesuit moves right almost to the edge of the red zone for the Rummel Raiders. Line of scrimmage at the 25-yard line. LaRiviere with Jasper Parker, spelling Geron Duplessis, giving him a little bit of a rest. Parker with a big hole up the middle, and it closes quickly, but not until he gets at least 5 down to the 20. And Ashton Kofeld finally makes the tackle. A gaping hole, but it closed quickly by the Raiders.
That's one of those where if the runner perhaps was LaRiviere, he may have scored on that because he would have planted his foot and gone straight up north-south. Okay, he would.
But that's something a freshman like Parker learns and says, hey, there's a way maybe to get a few extra yards out of this one.
Yep.
So 3rd down and 1. They'll huddle and now run up to the line very quickly. LaRiviere back in the gun. He will hand off. Parker has the first down, and Parker over the right side will move the chains as Ashton Kofeld again is in on the tackle for the Raiders.
Clock,
And again,
clock.
Yeah, I was about to say that. All the Jays are doing right now is letting the clock run. They want to put this one away. What's on the line for the Jesuit Blue Jays? Well, something that means an awful lot in the city of New Orleans, and that is the 9-5A, District 9-5A Championship. But don't call it that. Call it the Catholic League. And that's what means so much to so many people who play in this game. Even to this date, meant something way back in the 30s and 40s, and means something to them very much today. Parker again, just kind of heading into the line, picking and choosing. Worst that happens here, if Jesuit doesn't turn it over, they get a field goal, which gives them a 21-point lead. If they get to that point, Nick Gallietto on that stop for Rummel just now. More than anything, Ryan Manali wants to see the clock move, because not only did we talk about the Catholic League 9-5A championship, but you're looking at a power rating that puts you in the top 4 for the Jesuit Blue Jays with a win here, which means bye for the first week. So you're getting a good rest when everybody's playing that first week, and then you're home the rest of the way. You're home for the quarters, you're home for the semis, and if you're still there, you're home when they go to Yulman Stadium. LaRiviere on the keeper, breaks a couple of tackles, dives toward the end zone. Is he in? He goes down at about the 1-yard line on one of those power moves and power runs that Roe's been describing all night by the quarterback, Jack LaRiviere. What a run by LaRiviere just now. Linus Finister made the touchdown-saving tackle for the Rummel Raiders there.
Wow. That's what I mean, north-south running. He goes straight ahead, and he's quick. He's quick. He really is.
He's a senior, and he's getting some attention. He's got a preferred walk-on option, or offer, at least if he'd like it, from Tulane, and I think he's going to get a few more of those. And here's LaRiviere. He'll spin, give it to Parker. Parker caught in the background. He is spun down by Ashton Kofelt, before getting to the goal. And that was on 1st and goal, and the clock continues to run. We are under the 6-minute mark here in the fourth quarter, so 5:23 to play in this game. And the Jesuit Blue Jays, if they continue, are about to wrap up what will be their first District 9-5A Catholic League Championship since 2011. And that would be very special. They got it in 10, they got it in 11. Those were the Wade Kaiser years. Parker slips a little bit, gets his balance, heads toward the end zone. They bring him down at the half-yard line.
Not quite.
He's at the half-yard line, and that's Toby Donegan on the stop. And the clock continues to run. This is actually working in favor of Jesuit, because they're eating up more clock.
Right.
Where, as we said, worst case scenario, if they don't score on 3rd down for the Blue Jays, they kick a field goal and give the ball, enjoy a 21-point lead. And that would be a little bit of a momentum gainer for Rummel if they can.
Yeah, but this has got to be 4-down territory. Well, I would think that they're going to try to punch it in.
But you just want the points on the board. Let's see. LaRiviere, is he going to take it himself? He'll go into center. Quarterback sneak. He'll push it through. Touchdown. Jack LaRiviere. Jack LaRiviere with a rushing touchdown again, and that is his, he had said one earlier, so he now has 9 rushing touchdowns on the year. Jack LaRiviere.
Well, that's what I thought they'd do on that 4th down.
Me
Where
too.
they, instead of trying to pull them off sides, that's what I thought they would do then, exactly what they did just now. And
exactly.
It worked.
So LaRiviere with another one. And the point after is kicked up and good by Aiden Carbello. And the Blue Jays lead the Rummel Raiders with 4:09 to play. It's Jesuit 35 and Rummel 10. And Crescent City Sports Prep Football is brought to you by the Lamarck Automotive Complex in Kenner. Lamarck Lincoln is the only Lincoln Black Label dealership in the market. It's more than ownership, it's membership. And as Ronnie says, there must be a reason. There must be a reason, says Ronnie Lamarck. And if you know the Lamarck family and you've shopped at their dealership and got a car, you know the kind of service and friendship when you purchase from them, they're family. So thank you, Ronnie Lamarck and the Lamarck Automotive Complex, Timmy, Dennis, Tommy, and all the Lamarck family that runs it over there. Fantastic job as always by that group. And the Blue Jays will kick it off. No short kicks here. Deep into the end zone. Ball crosses the goal in high school football. It is dead and comes out to the 20. And that's where this one is coming out to right now. As the Rummel Raiders have 4:09 to play with here. Now, this is the important thing here, Ro. Rummel's got to think about this. They've got to get something going because, look, no matter how this plays out, they are either going to be 6, 7, 8, 9, or maybe 10? Mm-hmm. I don't think they'd fall that low. They were in power ratings. They were 5th coming in here. The magic number in power ratings is 8 because if you're power rated 8, you're probably going to be in the same district as Catholic, and that makes it very tough, extra tough, to get to Yeoman Stadium. Pass intended for Chris Wallace, incomplete.
Jesuit got the stop, Kenny. They got the stop and got the short punt. And you talked about how this worked in their favor. A 29-yard drive that took up 5 minutes and 13 seconds to score. A 29-yard drive that took up 5:13.
It's like we want to eat clock. We're coming up the middle, okay? We're coming up the middle, everybody. And look, knowing you're coming up the middle, Rummel stopped them. But it was Eaton quarterback, and yes, we do have a new quarterback in the game, and that is Mikey Ryan, the 5'9" sophomore.
Was that Foley with his second interception of the night?
That was Foley with the interception. There it is. I think. Yep. Two interceptions tonight by Nick Foley. Wow. What a night that young man is having as the Foley legend continues at Jesuit.
Whose son is he? Do you know? I don't know.
It is all in the Steve Foley family. And
is it Rob or one of the others?
I'm not sure. That I'm going to have to check. LaRiviere is still in at quarterback for the Jesuit Blue Jays, who would like nothing more now than to run out the final 3:56. Patrick Berrigan, the sophomore, will check in at running back, so he'll see his first action. So we have seen Jerron Duplessis at running back. He's the normal starter back there. Jasper Parker got a lot of work tonight, as did Harry Reinhardt, and now we're seeing Patrick Berrigan. Very important because Landon Garcia, a sophomore, which usually sees some action, is injured and didn't play tonight.
Putting together a little stable of running backs, and it looks like LaRiviere is coming out of the game. Yep.
And
LaRiviere is coming out.
Liam Parrington,
another one of those names.
Senior.
What's a Parrington doing here?
Pat Parrington. Dad, right?
What's a Parrington doing here?
Wow.
No, these kind of places, these legacy schools, I mean, you've got 4, 5, 6 generations of people now with those same names.
The senior Parrington will hand it off. And that is Berrigan on the carry. And again, Jesuit doing nothing fancy now except to run this out as Darius Davis makes the stop on Berrigan. And the Blue Jays will enjoy a week off. They can get some people healthy. All 3 of their linebackers were injured last week and worked hard on getting healthy and were able to play tonight. And they had 3 backups ready to go just in case, which was Wyatt Weir, Tucker Shivler, and Jack Roniger. And this Jesuit team is, I think, making a statement. And again, as we said, don't be surprised if, as good as Brother Martin is, these 2 teams meet again. And the first time they played, which was the opening game in District 9-5A, the Catholic League, earlier this year, as the Blue Jays are just trying to ride it out. And Braden Brown.
Triple overtime affair it was.
Triple overtime affair that was, a triple overtime affair that came down to what would have been a Jesuit win or a Jesuit field goal. Could have won it.
Right.
And little 27-yard field goal by Aiden Corbello hit the left upright, and instead of ricocheting through, bounced back. And Brother Martin got the ball and was able to, with their shot, score and win that game. So that's how close that was. A 3-overtime loss. And though Brother Martin forfeited 5 games, they will still be in the playoffs. And they have to work their way next week through that round, then through the quarters, then through the semis, and somewhere along the line could meet the Jesuit Blue Jays again. But there's also a lot of pretty good schools that both of these teams will have to fight their way through. But it's going to be a fun select district when it all comes down to it. But the Blue Jays have made a statement tonight, and if we had to describe that statement, Ro, what kind of a statement has the Jesuit Blue Jays made in this game tonight?
Efficient is the one thing that jumps out at me. Efficient, no wasted motion, very well prepared, very well drilled, as you know that they are. Ryan has his teams that way. Very workmanlike. It looks like thus far, I haven't seen a lot of people look like they've been injured or anything. Come to think of it, we haven't seen a lot of stoppages of play because of injuries. So It looks like they'll make it through this pretty much unscathed in that regard.
I'm impressed with the fact that they can run their offense just about any way they want to. They can go really fast. They can go really up tempo. They can go medium tempo, or they can slow it down like they have today. And here's a good run by Patrick Berrigan. He'll get a first down on that with 1:29 to play, and the clock stopped while they moved the chains. Who else? Darius Davis, the leading tackler, came in here with 94 tackles.
Right.
He's way over 100 tonight because we've called his name a lot.
Blue Jays fans starting to smell it, starting to celebrate, winning their district title.
It's been a long wait.
Been a long wait.
2011, the last
2011.
one. So you're waiting 10 years for it.
Some happy people around. Happy people in this stadium and happy people up above. Thank Gernon Brown.
Victory formation for the Blue Jays, and there's some coaches. You're right.
Ken Tarzetti.
Ken Tarzetti, Eddie Toribio. There's some coaches way up above, smiling down on the
Ray Colts
Jesuit program right now. And look, Rummel has had its run since Jesuit won the district in 2011. Rummel has 4 times won this district. So you're looking at a powerhouse program in a year where they're just trying to restock. They're real good.
Just
won a state title themselves.
Some players of the past.
Nick Monica's first year. This is a rebuilding, restocking year, so to speak, for Rummel. And it's kind of like now, he didn't say this. I'll say this for Nick Monica. If you're going to beat him, you better beat him this year. Because they got some young players who are really good. Yeah. So I'm telling you, folks, if you're going to beat Rummel, and Rummel will not be an easy team to go down in the playoffs. I can tell you, they're going to be tough. But this one is over as the clock ticks down to 0. And the final score in this one is the Jesuit Blue Jays 35 and the Rummel Raiders 10. Jesuit will close the season undefeated because the Blue Jays now finish it at 8-0, 6-0, undisputed champions of the Catholic League District 9-5A. Rummel closes its season 5-3, 3-3 in District 9-5A, the Catholic League, as the teams shake hands, and you like to see that good sportsmanship down on the field. So now the Blue Jays are going to get a week off. They're going to watch the pairing show on Sunday, correct? The Sunday pairing show. And they're going to find out where they are, which winner or which game they will play the winner of. The Rummel Raiders will be playing the first week. They've got to find out who and just get their offense on track. Look, I got to feel like the Rummel defense in this game, for the amount of time they were on the field and what they had to do. And you remember a lot of short fields.
Right.
I think the Rummel defense and Joe Chango as the defensive coordinator did one heck of a job.
I
really did.
Yeah, they did. Things look good for Rummel. I mean, this is, like you said, this is a bit of a rebuilding year for them. They've had some injuries, which is, like you said, they have some young people. They have some young, talented people. And that's a staff over there that knows how to win. They know what it takes. Nick Monica and people over there, like you mentioned, Joe Chango and some of the other guys over there, and they're not a team that I would want to play in the playoffs, quite frankly.
No.
I wouldn't want to face Rummel. I can think of a lot of other people I'd rather play in the playoffs than the Raiders.
And look, when I was talking to Ron Manali, he said, please make sure one thing. I've talked to these kids about changing the culture. He says, we've got good coaches still on our staff that have been here and been head coaches, like Scott Bain's father, and guys who's still on the staff but not coaching right now, in Mark Sanji, and a guy who calls these games with us a lot of times in Wade Kaiser, who's not on their staff but still stays close to the program, and the like. He says, I'm not changing the culture of what those coaches brought in here. He says, I'm just taking some seniors that had not had the chance to, in this part of the season, be thinking, hey, we could win the district.
Yeah.
They were hoping, where might we be in the playoffs? And now they're thinking, we can win the district, we can be the champions, and we have a shot. We have a shot to go all the way to Yeoman Stadium, and that's really important and really big time. And he says, I just want them thinking in that terminology that we can do it offensively and defensively and make that happen. And you saw it tonight behind LaRiviere, and an offense that really did a good job of mixing it up for the Jesuit Blue Jays. Real fast tempo, medium tempo, and just slowing it down when they wanted to eat some clock up. The time of possession in the third quarter, we have the Rummel offense on the field for 11 seconds in the third quarter, folks. Now, that's because Rummel fumbled it away on a first down run on their first possession, which they didn't get until there was 6 minutes and 7 seconds to play in the third quarter. But they get it, and then all of a sudden there's 5:11 or 5:09 on the clock, and Jesuit takes over, and they take that drive all the way into the fourth quarter.
Right.
So it is an amazing thing. So something really special to see, really special to see.
35-10, Jesuit over Rummel this evening. Blue Jays, Catholic League champions, undefeated at 8-0 overall. 6-0 in district.
And I'll tell you, folks, we'd like to tell you who they're going to play next week. Jesuit will be off. We know that. And the pairing show on Sunday will tell us when and where. And I believe Cox carries that.
Yeah,
right?
They do.
So that'll be on Cox Your View.
Well, I should say Your View.
Cox Your View will carry that live from Baton Rouge, and you can find out who Jesuit, what brackets they'll be in. So Jesuit will play the winner of a certain team, and we'll find out where Rummel will play and all the other schools in the Catholic League. But this was a good one, and don't count this Rummel team out. They did not have a great game tonight, but this game was not indicative of how good this team is and how good they will be, especially come next year. And watch Nick Monica. He has a way. He's got that Frank Monica. That's inherited. That Frank Monica DNA. When it comes time for the big game in the playoffs, hey, guess what? He's going to have them ready to play. So that's going to about wrap it up from here. Ro, your final comments on this one.
Well, very impressive. Blue Jays. Congratulations to them. As I said, a lot of happy people here and a lot of happy people up above, players from the past, Pat Screen, Chris Markey, all those people,
Wayne
the list. Wayne Frasang, Jack Laborde, all that crew.
Jack Laborde,
all that crew, no doubt about it. So congratulations to the Blue Jays. It's been a terrific season. Ryan Manali, you knew he would do this. Some might be surprised that he did it this quickly.
Yeah, and a great job by our crew. I want to thank producer Matt Merritt, on camera tonight, Serena Johnson. Thanks, Serena, for that. Rick Thompson, our spotter, always does such a great job. And we want to thank all of you fans for joining us tonight. Crescent City Sports will have playoff high school football for you next weekend. Be sure to visit CrescentCitySports.com for all the latest news on our streaming schedule. For Ro Brown and our Crescent City Sports production team, I'm Ken Berthelot. Once again, your final score, the Jesuit Blue Jays 35, the Rummel Raiders 10. From Tad Gormley Stadium, way down yonder in New Orleans. Good night, everybody.